Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Redneck Light. Today we're going to be repairing a windshield chip. So it's small enough, they make little kits where you can actually do the repair yourself. That way you don't have to call a glass place and save a couple $100. So let's get started. So from Amazon I ordered this windshield repair kit. And it's got everything you need to take care of your chips, cracks, and all that good stuff. So it's got really good set of detailed instructions. So let's go ahead and get started. As for the, see if I can make that focus. It's pretty tiny. There's like a little crack and then a little just whatever impacted it right there. So this should be the perfect thing to fix this. Okay, so first it just says to kind of wipe this with a dry paper towel. And then it actually comes with a little razor blade to clean any glass fragments you might have. I don't really have any, but then depending how big your vehicle is, this may be a little difficult. We need to put this little suction cup thing to where it's centered right above the crack. And there we are, centered right above the crack. And the next step is to take this resin chamber and screw it into this little doohickey till it contacts the windshield. And then you want to check the placement from inside the car to make sure that it's centered on the impact. The camera offers a pretty good view. Alright, once you got everything lined up, you want that little rubber mouth there at the bottom to be flush with the windshield but not screwed down too hard. So it should be right about there. If it's up a little bit, that's a little too loose. You don't want it to bend too much, that's probably too tight. So just where it's touching. Okay, next you can cut the tip off the resin bottle, and then it says 3 to 5 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drops. And then you're going to take your pressure driver is what it calls, and then you're going to screw it so it pushes the resin into the brake until it's almost all the way in. So right about there. I don't see any leaks. So it says to check from inside the car now. So as you can see, that rubber mouth is wide open and it's pushing that resin into the brake. And I mean, I can already tell it's pushed a lot of resin into the crack area where it's harder to see now. But it says to give it a few minutes to push all that resin in there. Alright, after a few minutes I can barely tell where the mark was at all. So let's go ahead and get this off and get it curing. Alright, now we're going to remove the pressure driver. Just unscrew that, let it sit there for a minute. We're going to examine here, and actually this is really helpful to do with the camera. If there's any part that needs more repair. And honestly, I might have done this on the first try. It says if you still see damage, you can screw it back down to kind of get more bubbles out of there. But honestly, I am not seeing a thing here. I think we're good. It says to unscrew this a half turn and then remove the device by the suction cups. There's some little tabs that make it easier. Pull up. It says to wipe away that excess resin. Then, and seriously, I can barely tell, it says to put a curing strip just to lay it on. You don't have to push it down or anything. And now we're going to pull the car out into the sun and let this cure. Alright, it's been about 10 minutes in the sun. So if we take that off, there's no more resin there. Now, I've got a little scraper that I use for all kinds of stuff, so I'm just going to use that to scrape off the excess. It's a little easier than just using a razor blade by hand, but you can do that if that's all you got. I don't know if this is going to show up on the camera or not, but you might notice there's still a little dot there. It's a lot better than it was. It says what you can do is put a drop of the resin right on the last blemish and then put another curing strip on it and then smooth it out with the razor blade, and that should finish it off. So let's go ahead and do that. Something to also keep in mind, I've got chips all over the glass. Some of it's just real small and you can't see it. This would be great to put little drops of resin all over your little chips and things and fix those. Alright, that's another 10 minutes. Pull up on that. Get all the excess off. And that's pretty good. So I can still tell there's just a tiny little bit there, but honestly now it's almost imperceptible and it's not going to grow any, which is kind of the whole point of doing a repair like that, to keep the crack from growing. I hope y'all enjoyed. I can definitely recommend this little Rain-X windshield crack repair kit, and I'm really glad I saved the $200 or so that a glass shop was going to quote me for that. So hope you enjoyed. We'll see you next time.